So despite all these challenges, I'm hopeful. The reason I'm hopeful is because of what I see in a room like this. The way that you have that deep bond and camaraderie and that laughter, and the way that you can take your memories and your situations and just create a common tribe here in the room. The power of that tribe has a power that is greater than the voice of despair. I've been at the end of the tunnel with many veterans, whether Vietnam era or today's veterans, and I can tell you the power of the tribe is greater than the power of despair if you deploy it. It was this group that first supported myself and a Marine Corps veteran named Brian Vargas. We developed a project called the Warrior Box Project, and I have to tell you a very brief story, and I wish you could hear it directly from him, but I'll try to do it justice. Brian was one of my first patients at the VA in 2009. He had been wounded and had around 200 medical procedures when he came back from his time in service. He was in the polytrauma unit in Palo Alto, and then he was assigned to work with me. And it took us a long time to build trust. That trust was hard-earned, and understandably. But we built that trust, and there was a time when he was really in trouble, and we both knew it. We had a trust, and we had a bond, and we both knew it. And he didn't want to be at risk, because he loved his wife, but he was at risk. And so what we agreed was that we would create this box, and he would put everything that he told me he stays in the fight for on top of the key to his gun lock, his firearm lock, I should say. I knew it was going to be the wrong move to suggest that I have him remove his firearm in this case. That's a very, very loaded conversation, and one that has to be entered very respectfully. So the right call for us was to negotiate him putting that below everything he told me he would stay in the fight for. And there was a day when he wanted to end his life. And he threw the contents of the box out, and his wife's wedding vows and some shrapnel that had been in his face stopped him. And he came back to me and he said, "Doc, I want to have you assign me to a different provider." And I was confused for a minute. And he said, "I want to be your partner and help you save the lives of my brothers. Because I know that you've got something here that if we teamed up, we could find a way to do this in a way that could keep other people in the fight." So we did that. We decided that the greater good was to partner up and figure out how to adapt this idea to veteran culture, values, and language. We had a lot of late nights figuring that out, and it became a 30 cal ammo can. And so here it is, and it's an ammo can that holds tangible reminders of what a veteran stays in the fight for. Because that's another commonality, is that you all have kind of a shared ethos in terms of something greater than yourselves and serving something that's bigger than yourselves. And you don't maybe have a very strong self-protective instinct, but I know that you'll walk through fire for the people you love. You have a very strong instinct to protect those you love. Your brothers, your home front tribe, your family. That instinct is very strong. So here's an example of a warrior box, and it's got some things in there that Brian put in there, including pictures of his beautiful wife, Monica, his wife's wedding vows, which was life-saving to him, the rounds that nearly killed him, a crucifix, and his Purple Heart. And here we are. Brian is there in the middle in the nice suit. I'm a little more casual. We had 96 30 cal ammo cans donated by a father who lost his son in Iraq. Kevin Graves donated in honor of his son, Joey Graves. The ammo cans were shipped across the country, no charge. And again, it was Vietnam veterans that stepped up. This is Mike there from Vietnam Helicopters. Mike and Chris helped us store those ammo cans for months and months, free of charge, until we were ready to deploy them. And we did deploy them. And we will continue to find opportunities to bring this tool to people at the right time in the right ways. So what is the weight of the pain? The weight of the pain is the weight of the pain of thousands of precious and irreplaceable warriors. Those that we've lost already, and those that we could lose, who are fighting their demons alone. And only their fellow warriors and those they have adopted into the tribe really understand the weight of this pain. What is it going to take for us to shoulder this pain and prevent this loss of people whose time has not yet come? It takes the stamina of a group of people who lived in conditions of unceasing hell month after month, and those who have deployed again and again to today's combat zones. It takes the innovative mindset of today's generation and the wisdom who have long fought their demons and know how to do this battle. And it takes the courage of all of these warriors and service members unified in a common purpose to not let any of their brothers or sisters be taken before their time. So this is the vision I have for the future. I think the way to get traction in this battle is for the tribe to become one tribe of extended warriors that will lock their shields together against the voice of despair and fight together. This can be a shared battle, but unless we see it as such, I'm concerned that if we're divided, we're not going to get the traction we need to get. The Vietnam veterans of Diablo Valley were the first to support the Warrior Box project. And the veterans of Vietnam helicopters were also the first to stand up and say, I will help. Time and time again, it's the service members who stand up in support of what we're doing. And I'm grateful for that support because I feel like it's such an honor to be on this mission. And it's something that is very important to me and to Brian. Thank you so much for all of the support. This is a message of gratitude, not an ask. I wanted to come here to do something for you from my heart. Thank you.
Don't go away, we have something for you. All right, hey, let me read this out. The Vietnam veterans of Diablo Valley give special recognition and appreciation to Dr. Shauna Springer. We thank you for your presentation on Dragon's Tail regarding the long-lasting psychological impacts of the Vietnam War. Your extensive work in assisting hundreds of veterans to reconnect with their tribe, strengthen their relationships, and build lives. Driven by their deepest values, it's greatly appreciated. Honored guest speaker, Crow Canyon Country Club, Danville, California.
Thank you, John.
We have one more. The Vietnam veterans of Diablo Valley thank our guest speaker, Dr. Shauna Springer.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Let me try.
I was moving. Thank you for a wonderful evening. Have a good night. Come on up and talk to the doc. Oh, I'm sorry. I got so wrapped up in that speech. Would you please stand? Let's look at our POW table. Jeff and Mary, would you extinguish the flame, please? Let us not forget our brothers and sisters who are not with us.